Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. In this video, we're going to be talking about a EV company that is looking to go public through a SPAC merger. And now I know EV SPAC stocks aren't as exciting as they were back in 2020 because not a whole lot of them have really lived up to the hype. But this one might be different. This is a company called Solid Power, and they're looking to go public through a SPAC merger with Decarbonization Plus Acquisition, ticker symbol DCRC is the name of the SPAC. That is available to be buying right now, that is going to be merging with Solid Power. Now, what makes Solid Power so interesting is they are a solid state battery maker, but a bit different than QuantumScape, which we know QuantumScape also went public through a SPAC merger. But Solid Power has Ford and BMW that are backers of them. So that makes them a bit more interesting because they have automobile companies that are invested into them and are looking to put their product into their vehicles. And it could be a very big thing because we know what BMW is doing and we know all the big things that Ford is currently doing. I recently just talked about Ford in the video, and we know Ford has a whole lot of pre-orders for their electric F-150 and a lot of the other stuff that they have going on right now. So Ford could be a big one with helping them get into Rivian and all those other things. So really interesting topic to be talking about. So we're going to be going through DCRC stock, looking at everything that it has going on right now, looking at the potentials that it could be going to, and then going through the presentation of what Solid Power has to offer. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or gently press that like button. That helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting. And subscribe if you have not already. And if you want to be a Patreon, help out this channel, help support it more, I do have one. The link is in the description, and there is a private Discord that is attached to that. Thank you to all the Patreons. Now let's get to it. So this is DCRC stock over these last couple of weeks. Now, there was a bit of profit taking that ended up happening on this SPAC before the announcement came out that they were going to merge with Solid Power. They actually announced that on June 15th. Now, this is just a sell-off that happened on June 14th. There was 1 million shares that ended up changing hands before that announcement actually came out. It was just leading into an announcement of a merger of who they were going to be merging with. So it was just kind of like a bullish run that the stock was on. And now that there is an announcement, we're seeing this kind of just steadily going here at about $10.50, $10.60 is what it's currently trading at. But Solid Power is a very interesting stock. Now let's just get into the actual announcement of this deal here. So that was announced on June 15th, like I said. Battery producer Solid Power to go public via SPAC merger. Solid Power, a producer of all solid-state batteries for electric vehicles, is going public through a combination with a blank check company, Decarbonization Plus Acquisition Corp, in a deal with an implied $1.2 billion pro forma enterprise value. Upon closing, the combined company will be named Solid Power, and its common stock and warrants will trade on NASDAQ under the symbol SLDP and SLDPWS, respectively. Upon deal completion and assuming no redemption by Decarbonization public stockholders, Solid Power is expected to have approximately $600 million in cash, including a $165 million fully committed PIPE transaction anchored by investor Koch Strategic Platforms, Riverstone Energy, Neuberger, Berman funds, and Van Eck associations. This transaction is scheduled to close in Q4. So a little bit of highlights about the company. So they have 8 years of research and development. The company was founded in 2012. They have 3 years of manufacturing development, pilot production facility operational since 2019. They have 62 employees. They closed a $130 million Series B funding led by BMW, Ford, and Volta. Production line cells validated by multiple OEMs and Tier 1 battery producers. Now, we know how disruptive this market is. We know that combustion engine isn't fully on its way out right now. We know that there's still time there with combustion engines, but EV is a direction that things are moving to. And solid-state batteries makes it that much easier to have that transition to go from combustion engines into EV, because this is an area that has more capabilities. Now, as far as what the leading investors are, besides, of course, Ford and BMW, we also have Hyundai and Samsung on this list. So those are some other big, interesting names to have here. Now, as far as what solid state platforms have to really offer is that these are able to have more range. They have a longer battery life. They are known to be more safer batteries than the traditional lithium-ion batteries. And the cost, when in a large-scale production, the cost is actually cheaper than the regular lithium-ion batteries that are out. Now, the biggest catalyst for Solid Power is this deal that they made with BMW and Ford. Now, on May 3rd, 2021, Solid Power announced expansion of joint development agreement with BMW and Ford. Just to get to this part here, both Ford and BMW Group will receive full-scale 100 amp-hour cells for automotive qualification testing and vehicle integration. And why this is such a big deal is that BMW will have 25 electrified battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid electric vehicle models by 2023. By 2022, each of their 4 automotive plants in Germany will be capable of manufacturing fully electric vehicles. So they're going full on with their electric vehicle capabilities here. And 2 million battery electric vehicles delivered to customers by the end of 2025 is what they're planning on having. So that is a really big deal. Now, they're talking about what they say about Solid Power here is being a leader in advanced battery technology is of the utmost importance for BMW. We now have taken our next step on this path with Solid Power. So BMW has huge expectations with their plans that they have with Solid Power. And what Ford is saying is Ford will invest at least $22 billion by 2025 into electrification, nearly 2 times its previous commitment. Remember back in, I think, 2017, 2018, they had said that they were going to be spending billions of dollars into starting to produce electric vehicles. Now they're going to be putting even more money into that. Now Ford is all in and will not cede ground to anyone in delivering EVs. We are accelerating all our plans, breaking constraints, increasing battery capacity, improving costs, and getting more electric vehicles into our product cycle plan. And what they say about Solid Power is a solid-state battery technology is important to the future of electric vehicles, and that's why we're investing directly. Now, they did put a summary of projected financials. Now, I personally just take this with a grain of salt because it's very hard for a company to really make these estimates and expect that it's going to actually happen. And I say this because of what has happened in 2020 when a lot of these EV SPACs have gone public. A lot of them haven't even lived up to anything that they said they were going to do. And anything could be thrown at a company. We know this for a fact. We've seen it. Like there can be a pandemic that can just completely alter what a company has plans on doing. So that's why I take their projected financials with a grain of salt. Instead, I look at who they're doing business with. I like the fact that they're already doing business with BMW and Ford, and that's the catalyst that I look at that says, hey, this has potential. Instead of going, okay, by 2026, they're expecting to be income positive. We don't know that. We don't even know what they're exactly going to be doing here in 2021. They're saying the total revenues are expected to be $2 million. But they're also saying that the revenues are expected to be $33 million in 2025 and jump all the way to $132 million by 2026 and then jump to over $1 billion by 2027. We don't know if that's going to even happen. They don't know if that's even going to happen, but they have to put something out there to interest the public. So instead, what I always do is I look at who they're working with, what the capabilities of this company are, and do they have potential. Now, as far as EVs go, I say yes, this company has potential, especially if they could really get in there with Ford and BMW. I would say that they would have a whole lot to really be looking forward to with that because Ford and BMW is a giant market share of the automobile industry. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole functions of these solid-state batteries, but the way that these solid-state batteries are different than the traditional lithium-ion batteries that are in a lot of electric vehicles right now is that these solid-state batteries are smaller, a little bit smaller than the traditional lithium-ion batteries. They can get much longer range as well as charge faster and last longer. And that also helps with the cost of these batteries. They do cost a little bit less money than the traditional lithium-ion batteries, which helps bring the price of EV vehicles down, makes it something that is able to pass that on to the consumer and make these vehicles cheaper for the regular people that want to buy vehicles. So With that being said, this video is not any sort of financial advice. This is filled with a lot of my own opinions and just things that I find interesting. But I do like Solid Power. I think that this is a company that does have some potential. Now, I'm not invested into DCRC, but it is something that I'm currently eyeing. It might be something that I might make a small purchase in here in the not too distant future. So with that being said, I'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.